Am I the asshole for not staying with my wife after her C-section? My wife was admitted to the hospital for an induction of our second child. She had a rough experience during her first pregnancy, which occurred during the COVID-19 lockdown, UK. At that time, I wasn't allowed to stay with her, so for this pregnancy, she specifically asked me to stay with her each night for support, as she felt anxious and uncomfortable asking the night staff for help. We arrived at the hospital at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. She was placed in a ward and started on hormones to induce labor. Since labor wasn't progressing quickly, she suggested I go home around 9 a.m., saying she'd need me more once the baby arrived. I returned that evening, and she again encouraged me to go home and rest around midnight. Early Monday morning, I came back and stayed with her throughout the day before heading home around 5 p.m. to spend time with our daughter, who was staying with my parents. At 1 a.m. on Tuesday, my wife called, saying she thought she was in labor but felt the staff weren't taking her seriously. I rushed back to the hospital and our baby was born 3 hours later via emergency C-section. We were moved around until we settled into a ward around 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Both of us were extremely tired, her obviously much more so, but I managed to rest on a small sofa. Throughout the night, I got up to help with the baby so she could sleep. On Wednesday, we napped during the day, and I stayed with her all day. The issue arose when the baby was found to have a health concern and needed further observation. We were moved to another ward that didn't have a pull-out bed for partners. I suffer from lower back pain, and while I had been carrying a cushion to help with sitting, the hospital chairs were not suitable for sleeping. I explained to my wife that I couldn't stay the night because sitting in the chair all night without sleep would exacerbate my back pain, leaving me unable to help effectively the next day. I tried to make things easier for her by setting up everything she might need during the night, speaking to the staff about her anxiety, and encouraging her to ask for help. I left at midnight and returned as soon as the doors opened the next morning to take over and allow her to rest during the day. While I had initially agreed to stay with her every night, I had assumed I'd have a place to lie down. I feel guilty for leaving her, but I don't think I would have been any help if I stayed without sleep and with worsened back pain. Am I the asshole?